east, right here, we've got the Lake Fork River. This is an interesting stretch right here. This is a private stretch that we fish. It's about 2 miles of private water, and only about a dozen people fish it a year. So it's really nice. This is the Middle Prova River. You can see, again, the most effective way to fish these rivers are right along the banks and the edges here. A lot of these fish are going to be tucked up against the bank. Again, a mistake people make is they get out in the middle of the river and they walk up and they spook all the fish. There's a nice shot there, my friend. And people tell you that brown trout don't jump. There's proof right here. There's an article in Flyfishing a while back. The misconception that brown trout don't jump, and they do, especially in Utah. There's another Middle Provo fish. Took a little midge pattern there. You see a little midge in his mouth here. Again, this is the time of year where the midges and also the blue-wing olives are going to show up in big numbers. Some of the patterns we like to use on the middle are the caddis. Summertime, we get lots of caddis. You can actually swing you don't have to get a good drift with these guys. You can swing them, and the fish will actually grab them. We got the clink hammer. That's a good imitation for a blue-wing olive or a PMD, and then we've got the parachute blue-wing olive there. A couple of nymphs that we like to use. This is called the SOS. This is a pattern that has caught a lot of fish on these rivers this year. And then the pheasant tail with a red bead. Okay, standard patterns for a tailwater. You've got egg pattern and then the zebra midge. Zebra midge is deadly on any of our tailwaters, like most anywhere. This is my friend Lance. George actually talked about him a little earlier. He's on the USA fly fishing team. He's actually a national champion. He called me one day. He was in a competition and he needed to catch a 20-inch trout, or 20-inch brown, a 20-inch brook trout, cutthroat, and rainbow. And he's had all of them except for the brown trout. So he called me and asked me, hey, where can we go to catch this 20-inch brown trout? So I told him to drive out. He drove out 2 hours. And we caught a few fish, weren't quite in the 20-inch range, so we went to a different river. We actually went right over here to the Strawberry River, right here. And we fished a couple of pools, and he hooked a few fish, still nothing in the 20-inch range. And then his very last fish before he had to head home, his wife had called him a few times. He ended up hooking that big 20-inch brown right there. So we've got, and so you can see the small stream here. We've got a lot of these small streams that hold a lot of big fish. And we have a lot of guys that will pass this area to head up to Idaho, Wyoming, Montana, or over to the Green, and they just bypass all this good water here. And we've got some good quality fish throughout the whole eastern part of the state. Another stretch of the Strawberry through the canyon section. It's beautiful. This is called the Strawberry Pinnacles. And loaded with big brown trout. We get a few cutthroat, but the main fish you're going to catch here are browns. Good hatches of stoneflies. This is a yellow Sally. Again, good imitation is a yellow stimulator. And then we've got a good green drake. My friend tied this green drake nymph right here. It's a pretty good tire. It's a realistic pattern. But here's the real green drake. Friend picked it up. There was a pretty decent hatch. He picked it up and just looked at it because he likes tying these flies. He wanted to get some ideas. And so what happened is that back cracked open and he started hatching. And it just happened right. And I was trying to throw the fly down, and I'm telling him to hang on to it while I'm taking pictures. He thought it was going to bite him or something, I guess. But it was really cool. It's something you don't see a lot of. So his back broke open. He comes out and he's just drying his wings off right there. And we probably have 500 pictures of this happening. We just couldn't believe it. So we feel pretty lucky we got a chance to see it, and that's a green drake right there. Just a perfect green drake pattern right there. Just came right out of his case. And that's the adult that we imitate the green drakes with, right there. It's a good foam pattern, floats real high. So Hutch mentioned earlier, we do have opportunities, some wing shooting opportunities out in this area. We have about 3,000 acres that we hunt on. We have barley fields, wheat fields, sorghum. We've got a lot of farmland that we farm just for the birds. So in October, and depending on what the weather is in November, we can do a cast and blast. This is one of my favorite times of the year because one, the fishing is excellent, the weather is great, and the hunting is in full swing. Our hunting season goes from September 1st and then ends March 31st. So today is our last day for the hunt. But it's a long season, and we do shoot a lot of birds. Our hunting area is right over here. Here's Duchesne. We're right over here, where our hunting preserve is. So again, we've got lots of good fields we hunt in. Again, it's all farmed just for the birds. We got good flying birds. We got anywhere from beginner to an expert shooters come out, and they all have a great time. There's a good shot there of a rooster. A lot of times we'll just walk these fields without a dog, but the best way to do it is with either a pointer, a flushing dog like a lab, but we use a lot of German Shorthairs and Drahthaars where we're at. And there's a Drahthaar right there on point. Excellent dogs. They work real close to the hunter, which is nice, especially if you get a beginner. Then you can get ready while the dog's on point and get ready to shoot. So there they are right there. Those dogs just have so much fun hunting these birds. And you know, when you miss, they look back at you like, what are you doing, you know? So they'll keep running. They look at you and shake their heads. But here's another drop right here. Just fun dogs to watch work. And a good shot right there. Hunter's kind of out of the screen there, but we get some hunters that don't let the birds get out a little as far as they need to, and there's nothing left of the bird. But they do a pretty good job there. It's another good field that we hunt in. Again, from the areas where we fish, they're super close, so you can hunt in the morning and then fish in the afternoon, or if you're there multiple days, you can hunt for a full day or fish for a full day. So there's a couple of shots of the dogs there. Good retrieve. That's another thing with the dog. You shoot a bird and you lose it, it's almost impossible to find one without a dog. So you show the dog the general direction of where that bird went down, and 90% of the time those dogs are going to find them. Another shot of the area there. So this is a segment here of some fall fishing that we have. Again, fall fishing can be excellent. The leaves start turning colors. Again, in the fall they're going to be chasing minnows, so we're fishing a lot of streamer patterns. So there's a nice fall day there. The leaves are changing.
What river is that?
This is the Duchesne River. Duchesne River, and the Duchesne River's got some of the bigger brown trout in the state here. We've got you know, your average fish is probably going to be about 16 inches, but last year we caught at least a dozen fish over 25 inches. So there's some really nice fish in there.